Happy December. So I recorded that intro and then didn't get to record the rest of the video. I'm in a hotel because that's the Christmas present that I got myself. I bought 2 nights at a hotel so that I could record, edit, upload videos for YouTube with stable internet and a shower and access to the internet for myself, and then, just a nice warm bed for Willow. And Christmas Day, I got a really bad migraine. I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and thought that I was gonna have to go to the ER because my head hurt so bad. And I don't know what happened to the little medicine chest that I normally have with me. It usually has my migraine medicine in it, and that's not in my bag, so I wonder if I maybe left it in my locker at work. But because I'm not taking my meds regularly because I don't have health insurance, I'm assuming that my blood pressure was just really, really high, and that's usually what gives me the migraines. So I took my blood pressure medication hoping that would bring it down and maybe help get rid of the migraine, but once they start, they get out of control. And if I take the medicine, I can stop the migraine from making me sick. Well, that didn't work. And usually once I get sick, then I feel better, but that didn't happen. And luckily in my first aid kit, I did have some of my migraine medicine. I was smart enough to do that. So, but I didn't because my head hurt so bad and I was sleeping off and on, I didn't think about that until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I had been dealing with a migraine for about 12 hours, give or take, and I had already gotten sick. So I took another nap and I woke up about 5 o'clock and I hadn't eaten anything and I really hadn't drank much. So that wasn't really helping my migraine. But yeah, the entire day that I planned on spending editing, throwing together a video, that just went out the window. It's now 12:20 a.m. on December 26th. I got through my little list of filming to do that I wrote on Christmas Eve. Let's go through all the clips that I uploaded to the computer from my phone. I was supposed to sort the videos into ideas. I watched them all and named them, and then supposed to section out the B-roll. So I got that done just now, and now I'm recording the video that I wanted to upload like a few weeks ago. So here it is. The willow bee is sleeping. She sleeps so peacefully. Well, not always, but I have been living in my car, and that's not a secret to a lot of people. I have my camper and I have been working on it, but the progress has been really slow because I have my job, and then after my job I am doing food delivery because my job does not earn very much, but at least it's consistent income. But I have to take Willow and put her in doggy daycare every day that I work. So I pay to go to work basically. I got paid right before Christmas and I bought a 10-day pass, and that was $300. I only got paid $1,000 for 2 weeks worth of work after taxes. So I was already down to now $700. I had to pay my phone bill. I had to pay car insurance. I had to pay my storage unit, gas. I'm gonna have to eat on the days that I'm not, well, even now, normally for work when we make food, we can take free food, but we're not making anything because there are no retreats. So I'm having to buy food every day. So I'm existing on crackers, and that's about it. Yeah. My sister-in-law saw that I was living in my car and must have told my brother, and my brother called and basically chewed me out for living in my car. And the title of the video is exactly what this sounds like. He talked to our mom, and they want me to come live with my mom. And I'm considering it. But do I risk my mental health and everything I've worked so hard for a free rent? And it's not even free. Like, I would be paying with my mental health. It's a place to park the camper. I am in the process of applying for a really good remote job that I would be very good at, and they recruited me. They came to me. I didn't find them. I wouldn't be allowed to travel with this job because it's a job in compliance, so I have to be attached to like a VPN so they'd be able to track where I am all the time. And I did ask the recruiter about like how much travel is allowed since we work remotely. Like, you know, if I decided I wanted to take a vacation to Washington, but I live in Nebraska, you know, can I do that? As long as I get my work done, does that matter where I am? And so they said for like taxes and stuff like that, which I get, but at the same time, it's a weird. She was like, yeah, that would have to be like a personal thing. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't do personal stuff on the clock. I would be in a hotel or something. And so that's something to consider, that I can make close to what I was making again instead of what I am now, because what I'm making now is a significant pay cut from what I was making. And I have to get my camper there. So I have to get my camper to Utah. I don't really want to live in Utah permanently, but I would have to get my camper to Utah, and then the remote job would come. And I already talked to them about like, well, here's another question. I have the opportunity to move to Utah in the spring. If I start and I live in Nebraska and then I move to Utah, like, how does that look? And that's approved. So I could feasibly have a job lined up for being there. So I wouldn't necessarily be stuck there if something went wrong, as long as I have this job. If I don't have this job, then I definitely can't go. But I won't start this job until February. So I'd have to make it from now until February doing what I'm doing, and I'm having a hard time doing it. My paycheck hit on Tuesday. Now it's Friday, but essentially it's Thursday, and I have $100 in my bank account. I've blown through $1,000 in a couple of days just paying my bills. Yes, I did a stupid thing by getting a hotel, but I needed a shower and power and a place to rest because my body clearly was like, you're not taking care of yourself. I'm gonna break down. And it did it when I had a safe place to do it. I've been really trying to get the camper together. I don't know. Internet strangers, would you trade your mental health for a free place to hang your head? That is the ultimate question. I know my mom can't respect my boundaries. She's already proven that. I have the text messages to prove it, where I recently had to block her because I point blank have told her multiple times, like, stop unloading your emotional baggage on me. Go to therapy, process that shit. That's what that's for. Your kids are not your therapists, and you're hurting us, and stop it. And she won't. Point blank said, I don't need therapy. You just have to love me. No, I don't. I mean, I do love you, but I don't have to put up with your shit. I'm an adult. I choose who surrounds me, and this ain't it. And my brother thinks that I got through to her because my brother apparently like lit into her too, because he's in a similar situation to me. My brother and my sister-in-law had to move back to my mom's because they were having financial difficulties, and he's like, I just ignore her. I just go away. And I go, well, I'm not the same as you. You know, I can't do that. I've been taking care of mom my whole life, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not her parent. And he goes, yeah, she told me that you said that. And, you know, I shared some other things that I said. He goes, yeah, you got to her because she told me you said that too. And I don't want to reward bad behavior. I don't want her to think that she can just send my siblings in every time. She's not entitled to a relationship with me because she's my mother. She can earn a relationship with me by proving that she just isn't out to constantly hurt me. I'm not above giving people a chance, but I mean, the holidays are a good time to think about what's important to you and family, and also like, I'm supposed to be staying here and I'm supposed to be helping my grandpa, but you know, they hurt me too. They abandoned me too. And I don't feel wanted here, but my brother, he let me know that I'm wanted there. And that felt nice. It felt good to have somebody fight for me for once. I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes and I get shit wrong. But my mom has never made me feel unloved or unwanted, and neither has my brother. Sure, we fight, we're siblings, but I don't know what to do. If I had money for a therapist right now, I would ask them. I thought about messaging my therapist, my old therapist, the one that I was working with. When I, lost my insurance, I had to tell her I couldn't see her anymore. And when I lost my job, I was like, I can't even afford, it was what, like $52 a week was my copay. So I had to stop doing that. And then I don't even know what her rate is without insurance, but I thought about messaging her and saying like, hey, can we do an emergency session? I don't really want to have to try to find a new person to catch up on everything that's been going on. I just need to talk about this one thing. And also, I'm really happy now that I don't work for the stupid ass fucking place that I worked for before. I kind of wish they'd fired me a long time ago. As crappy as that, as much as that feels like my life got derailed. My life was going off the tracks before that, but that was a blessing in disguise. That place is a fucking cesspool of toxicity. I did have a coworker do the fake I'm worried about you checkup. I kept it short and sweet, which is not me at all, as you well know if you're on this channel. I share everything. The internet is my diary. Me, 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 me. Fuck you, buddy, if you're still watching this. But yeah. Because I know they were just going to probably report back to everybody else that, like, oh. And the sad part is I really liked that coworker. Like, and I still do. I think she's still a good person. I just think it's an office full of women. So gossip and being catty and all of that is like the thing. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. I love the drama if I'm not a part of it. I love the drama if I'm not a part of it. But yeah, so that's pretty much the update. I am contemplating a move. I want to go to the West Coast. I have been working on a work camper thing anyways. Like, that was always going to be my thing. So this would at least get me closer to the West Coast. And then if I got a work camping job for the summer, then I would already be closer and I wouldn't have to travel so far. The problem is that I need a truck to get from Nebraska to Utah. I can't afford to pay somebody to transport it for me. I also have my car as part of my bankruptcy payment. So, like I told my brother, my first stop is emailing with my lawyer, which costs me money, so I hate doing that, to see, like, one, what are my options? I think, unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to convert from the Chapter 13 to the Chapter 7, which sucks because that means I'm going to lose my car, but that's where I currently live. So I have to make sure that I am ready, one, to pay, because I have to pay the difference between the Chapter 13 and the Chapter 7. And then I have to do a new hearing. I have to present, like, basically that I can't afford this because we agreed on $300 payments when I was making like $3,000 a month, and now I barely make $2,000. So, yeah, I think I'm already like a month behind on my payments. It sucks. Yeah, I'm drowning. So that's basically my update, is that I'm drowning, and I've got to make I don't know if this is a moral or ethical or what kind of decision this is, but I guess I have to decide whether or not sacrificing my mental health for an unquantifiable amount of time is worth having a free place to park my camper. If I had a truck that I could just move it whenever, then that would be fine, because then I could just go stay on BLM land. But eventually I'd run out of gas. So there's that. And I can't really save any money right now with the way I'm working and my job and everything like that. And I did look into, like, okay, what if I quit my job? So that way I'm not having to pay $30 a day plus all the gas to get out there. I would have to make 160. I'd have to work every single day, and I'd have to make $160 every day of delivery. And I'd have to do that in 8 hours, working 30 days each month in order to make the same amount as my other job. That's not including the food delivery stuff. So that's a lot to think about. And that doesn't include having to pay for the gas too. That just cuts out the $300 that I would have to pay for doggy daycare. But that doesn't set aside taxes. It's not really breaking even that way. So it all just sucks. It all just sucks. I got to come up with a way to save to even get like $1,000, not necessarily a junk truck, but just a truck that can tow, but then I risk having a truck that won't be sustainable. And the bankruptcy ruined my credit, so it's not like I can get a loan for a good truck. And even then, I'd have to pay like $500 car payment at minimum. And that would be with good credit, which I don't have. And no, I don't have somebody who can co-sign, so don't even try to give that suggestion. I'm not asking for help or suggestions on that. I'm just contemplating. The thing that I am asking, if I'm asking anything for advice on, is, and I need people who have difficult relationships with their parents who don't understand boundaries, who always see themselves as victims, and don't, it's not that my mom doesn't give a shit about her kids. It's that she can't see past her own bullshit. She loves all of us. I will never question that, and I never could. But she can't see past her own damage and her own bullshit to do what is best for her children. Because like her child is asking her to go to therapy and get help, and she's refusing to do it. And I know she knows it would help her, so. But the advice, the whatever that I'm asking for is from people who have a similar parent and or parents. Would you risk it if you were living in your car and it's cold out and you have a child? That's my child. You have a child to take care of, and you're doing everything you can to make ends meet, and it's still not working. But you would have a safe-ish place to hang your head for a little while and regroup. And you would have some support, not the best support, but you would have some support instead of none. Would you take it? Would you do that? Give yourself 3 months, 6 months to, I don't know even know what I would call that, wallow at the bottom of the barrel, because it does feel like tucking your tail, moving. Not bad. I haven't lived with my mom for 10 plus years, but because I was 25, 26 when I moved out for good. But yeah, it feels like tucking tail and running, like giving up, like failing to move back in with your parents as an adult. And do you do that? Because my brother called it pride, and could be. But I also feel like it's protecting myself by I just got out of toxic environments. Am I really safer and happier in my car with my dog? Kinda. I don't have to worry about the only thing I have to worry about is something happening to my car. If I go to my mom's, I don't have a savings, I don't have a job lined up, I don't have anything. And if she gets in one of her moods and I can't take it, or she's like, get the fuck off my property, I'm stuck in the middle of Utah with nowhere to go and no support. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need advice and help. Maybe there's been somebody else that's been in this situation that's made a similar choice, that it worked out or it didn't, and somebody can be like, don't do it, you'll regret it forever. It's just gonna be real vulnerable with you guys, as if I'm any other way. As if I know how to be anything else but vulnerable and open and willing to get stabbed emotionally, verbally, whatever, on the internet. Sometimes it's easier to trust strangers. I've been hurt by so many people that said that they loved me or that they cared about me, that getting hurt by a stranger is a lot easier to deal with and take. I think my armor for that is stronger than when you don't expect a Judas to just give you a kiss. Now that it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning and I have to be to work in several hours, I'm going to try to get some sleep, but hopefully in the morning when this video posts, or later when this video posts, I can check maybe the comments and somebody will have something nice to say.